Hi everyone, it's Leilani. Welcome back to my channel. So today, friends, we are diving back into my summer junk journal, and I am doing a bit of a bonus video this week because I wanted to add a few more stories into my book. We are, nearing the middle of August, and I do have, I think, roughly like 10 more stories to put in this junk journal. So that's probably, it might be one massive video or it might be two more process videos. I might just try to trudge through and do like an extra long video for that last one. But I did want to go ahead and break it down into another one while I had my crafty mojo going on and I felt like working in it because we are kind of nearing the end of summer here, technically. So I'm excited to wrap this book up here over the next month or so and get going on some other projects. But we're still working away and I am still enjoying it for the time being. So today we are going to add the next 6 stories into my junk journal. So first off, I typed up my journaling beforehand, also, of course, printed off my pictures, and I used my Dymo label maker and got all of my labels ready to go. I did have to switch over to like a bright green label tape, which is fine, but not ideal. I wish that I had more of the yellow, but I am out, unfortunately, and I could order it on Amazon, but at the same time, I really just wanted to keep going with the album, and I didn't want to have to put anything, on the back burner waiting, so I just thought I'm just going to move on and use a green label tape, and that worked out just fine. And so here I've just added all of my typed journaling onto some pattern paper. I did use clear sticker paper, so then I could add it on top of some pattern paper to add a little bit of interest. So the clear sticker paper is linked below. And for my first story, I'm talking about the nostalgic summer movies that I've watched. So I know that I've mentioned that over here a few times. I got recommendations over here before, recommendations over on Instagram, and I have watched several of them, but also I have just added a list into my notes app so that, eventually I could watch more of them. There's only so much time, and I kind of got on this kick of watching nostalgic movies. That's really where I landed this summer, was really like leaning into the nostalgia. So I've watched a lot of specifically nostalgic summer themed movies like The Sandlot, Heavyweights, Camp Nowhere, Addams Family Values, which has Wednesday going to camp. It Takes Two involves camp. Don't Tell Mom Babysitter's Dead. Just a lot of summer themed movies. Also, me and Will watched Vacation with National Lampoon's Vacation, which was really fun. And I just have had a lot of fun watching all of those types of movies. But I also kind of was leaning into the nostalgia, as I mentioned. So I did kind of move into watching Jawbreaker and Clueless, and I even watched Freaky Friday, which I missed that movie. I had never seen it before, but it was really good. Although those last 3 aren't necessarily summer themed, but they still kind of went with the vibes. So I just wanted to add in a little story and a little bit of journaling here about watching all of those movies. Now, I'm not going to be reading my journaling today. I know it's not very important journaling anyways, but I don't have my book sitting in front of me. So I'm not going to read it today, but here I'm just kind of chatting really quick about how I enjoyed watching summer movies and nostalgic movies this season. So I added a photo. I was trying to figure out what I wanted to do for my photo, and I was going to put like a few different movie posters here on this side. But then what I ended up doing was I printed off one of my favorite movie like stills or movie photos from the Babysitter's Club movie. I love this one in particular with all of the daisies. And although I always really loved the Babysitter's Club cover, it's like white with all of the daisies on it, and they have people on the front and then people on the back. As I was really looking at it on Letterboxd, I realized it's so odd because all of the babysitters that are pictured right here, they are not even all on the cover, both the front or the back. They're missing a few altogether. And then several of the babysitters are not on the front cover. There's only maybe 3. And Luca, the random older guy that gets with Stacy, that's kind of a low-key creepy storyline anyways, he is on the front cover of the movie, which is just so bizarre. So anyways, I really like this picture, so I thought that I would add it on. And then of course I'm just adding on different embellishments, trying to get that junk journal vibe going and trying to use up a lot of my products while I can. But I did also print off several of the movie posters that I had handy, and I'm going to add a few of the other movies that I watched on the smaller little page here on the right side. So I am adding a little bit of ribbon. I stamped on my date. So I am roughly doing all of these in some sort of chronological order. Not that it really mattered. I mean, the movies I've watched throughout the entire month, but I did document them on July 29th. And then we're going to move into like the end of July and then keep going into the beginning of August here for these particular stories. So, do you guys watch a lot of movies? I would love to know, because of course the reason why me and Will decided to make our movie list and things like that this year was because we really don't watch a lot of movies. It's kind of rare. I mean, it would be every now and then we would watch a movie together, but it definitely wasn't something that we would do on the regular. We definitely have friends or people in our lives who like one of their hobbies is like watching movies, and they just adore watching movies, but we've never really been like that. So getting to explore a lot of these movies or rewatch a lot of them, or even a lot of the first watches, has been a super joy over this season. And it's, of course, been something that me and Will have wanted to do throughout this year, as I know I've told you guys, and it's also been a good time as well. So I'm more of a TV kind of person. I do like watching TV shows, and I love documentaries and things, but as far as just sitting down and watching a movie, it's not just a regular thing for me. So it has been pretty fun. So here I am documenting It Takes Two and Don't Tell Mom the Babysitter's Dead, and then I'm just trying to kind of decorate these pages. I did pull out a couple of my roller phrase stamps, and you'll see that I added One Day at a Time under that one movie poster on like a little, I was going to say label, but it's more of a flag. So I've been adding in some of those roller phrase stamps here and there, and I have been just kind of doing a ghost stamping. I think I did a little bit more off camera, so you may notice them in my photos and things, but I just tried to add in a little bit of the stamping in places where I felt like it was lacking a little something and just needed an extra embellishment. And before I forget, while I'm finishing this page, at the very, very, very beginning of this video, I sort of was vaguely showing you, but I was talking during it. I did change out the spirals in this book. If you notice, they were very, very small and they were pink at the beginning. So I changed them out to these thicker, like they're more like a 1-inch spiral, and they're white. So that was the only color that I had. But I did, whenever I made this book, I only had these really tiny little spirals. So I just thought, okay, I'm going to go with it. That's what I'm going to use. But then I recently purchased the larger spirals, and so I've been meaning to change it out so quickly. It only took me probably 5 minutes to do it. It was super easy. I didn't record it or film it for this video simply because I knew that this video was already going to be decently long and it was kind of unnecessary. But I just kind of stretched out the spirals, the previous ones, and just pulled them out. And then I just redid it on my cinch with the bigger ones, and it was super simple. And now it's so much easier to move the pages around. I was kind of worried that I might mess up the pages because, of course, it was already a little snug even at the very beginning, but with adding all of the label tape and embellishing and the photos, it was just getting thicker and thicker. So I definitely needed bigger spirals. So for my next story, which is story number 12, it looks like, I'm talking about Big Brother. So another movie, TV show adjacent story. And Big Brother is my favorite show. It's probably, y'all, my favorite all-time show. Reality show or not, I'm a huge Big Brother fan, and I'm a super fan, as they would say. And I love to watch the new seasons every year, even though, of course, older Big Brother is the best. 10 and 14 forever. Those are my two favorite seasons, but I also love season 12, and I love a lot of seasons. I love 16. A lot of people don't, but anyway, I love Big Brother, and it comes on every summer. So it is a summertime show through and through, and I've really been enjoying it this year, this season, even though nothing is like the originals. As I mentioned, I feel like we move farther and farther away from the original plot as we go. But this season has been really all right. It's been pretty good. And also, what I love is listening to all of the commentary about the live feeds and things. So, if you're not familiar with Big Brother at all, they are recorded 24/7. So, there's live feed access that people can watch. And I don't watch the live feed, but I do love listening to Rob Has a Podcast. And also, I recently joined Brittany from Big Brother 12 and 14 fame and Reindeer Games. I signed up for her Patreon, and so I've been listening to her commentary about the episodes as well. So that's a really fun way to keep up with the show and just to get all the info, the behind the scenes info. So I've just been really into it this season. So I definitely knew that I wanted that to be one of my stories in my summer junk journal. And I know that it has been a story in the past because, like I said, it's kind of synonymous with summer around here. So for this one, I know I've already talked about the little black kitties, but I wanted to give an update, which I do believe you already heard about if you follow along with my Project Life spreads. But the kitties did go to the vet on August 1st. And so we did confirm that there are 2 boys and 2 girls and that they are healthy. They got all of their first shots and they got like some test run and things so that we knew that they were healthy and all the things were going good with them. And they also got named. So we finally named them. So the 2 boys are Jason and Freddie, and the girls are Buffy and Willow. So it was I think a worthy update for my summer junk journal. So here, of course, as I've been kind of going through these, I've just been chit-chatting, but I've just been doing a combination of these random doilies that I have that I believe I got from Amazon. Also, a lot of the embellishments. I have the die cut sets. I also have some stickers and things that I've been adding on. I'm adding the date onto all of them. And then, of course, my label tape. So this title was just simply update. And I did originally stick it up there to my photo, but I didn't really like the way that it looked. So I pulled it off, but it did kind of mess up the photo just a little bit. So I just simply placed the date right on top of where that mistake was. And so now you can't see it. And then I'm kind of hiding, like tucking the title kind of under the doily a little bit. And then I'm just going to add more embellishing. But I was happy to give a little bit more of a kitty update. And that picture is of the 2 girls snuggling together. And they were so cute playing on this big bed that they have in my mom's office. So it was adorable. I'm really loving, I think they're Heidi Swap, but I could be wrong. I've mentioned them in the other videos, but I'm really loving these super cute definition stickers. This one says Explore, and I just like the vibe of that. I like having the additional typography as well and having the different types of fonts on one spread. So I always think that that is fun. So I added that on. And then, I also finally pulled out the additional photo corners that I have. So the ones that I've been using, they're like purple and green and I think light pink. They came in a big pack from Amazon that also had like, I think black and maybe gold or something. I can't remember. But I just typed in colorful photo corners or colorful paper photo corners or something into Amazon and just bought what came up a long time ago. I've had them for years. And then the ones that I'm using mostly in this video are from Heidi Swap. And I think they're from the Color Fresh collection, I think is what it was called, which is one of my favorite Heidi Swap collections, like of all time. And there were these adorable photo corners, and I love them so much. And my friend Jen gave me more of them at sticker camp last year. So thank you, Jen, if you're watching this. They are really coming in handy, and they have the best colors. They have like a gold, a hot pink, a light blue, and like a really bright neon kind of greenish yellow. I think those are all of them, but I adore them. So it was really fun pulling those out and being able to use them in this book. So here, I just wanted to add, again, something on the other side of this little smaller page. So on the front side, I used a really cute embellishment that sort of looks like a pack of seeds that says grow, which I thought worked for the kitties. And then on the other side, I just printed off a couple more of those pictures of the cats and added them. And now we are moving on to the next page. So with full transparency, I did quickly already put some stuff down on this page of me and Shelby, and I just really didn't like it. Now, I ended up cutting it out because I didn't think it was really necessary for you to see me like adhere everything down, but you can kind of see how it looked over there on the left side. But I'm taking it apart because I really didn't enjoy it. And in all honesty, I don't really like the way that this page turned out a second time. I think I like it a little bit more, but I just struggled with this one a lot. And, today, whenever whenever I worked on this and I'm filming this and everything, I was feeling really crafty. I really wanted to get in the craft room. I was eager to work in my junk journal and everything. And then whenever I went in there, I was feeling good. I was pumped. But as I was putting it together, I was just really like kind of struggling a little bit. So I think everything ended up turning out fine, but a few of these pages aren't my ultimate favorites, but I just feel like that happens, especially when you're doing an entire album. You're definitely going to like some pages more than others, and that's just the way that it goes. So I'm trying not to be too hard on myself and just be happy that these pages are getting done. And I think as a whole, the book is really cute. And I don't think whenever I'm looking through it, I'll really think like, oh, this page is awful, looking back at it. So I'm just happy that it's done. And I do like this page more than the previous one. So this one is all about meeting my friend Shelby for dinner. So it was so fun so Shelby and Casey are my two closest friends, and they are sisters. And I do see Casey a lot, as you guys might know, from all of my videos and whatnot in Project Life. She shows up a lot, and I don't see Shelby quite as much, or maybe just in passing here and there. She might go out to eat with me and Casey, or I might see her, here or there, but we haven't had a real one-on-one just catch-up sesh in a long time, and we really needed that. So it was super fun, and it was just a time that I really cherish, and I'm really glad that we were able to have it. So you might have noticed that I pulled up that second bit of journaling, and it was because whenever I had adhered it down previously, when I didn't like my page, I guess it pulled off a little bit of the pattern paper, so I could kind of see some of that purple through the back of it. So I just tried to pull it off pretty carefully, and I used a piece of scrap white paper and adhered it to that first, and then you weren't able to see the purple behind it, so you can't tell that there was any issues. So I was happy about that. I added a few stickers and called that one done. And now we are moving on to, I think, the second to last one. So this is one of the non-double-sided pages that are in here, which I know you've seen a few times, and so I just simply add on a little bit of pattern paper. I'm also adding on one of these border stickers just to fill in that little bit of space, and then I'm going to talk all about the really special Saturday morning that me and Will had a week and a half ago. And it was just so nice. We were able to, Will got up early, which first of all, he has a different schedule than me. So I'm the early bird, and he doesn't typically get up super early because he works late. So he got up though at around 8 or maybe before 8, and we took the dogs on a little walkie, and then we decided that we were going to leave for a little bit. We went to this local coffee shop that's like probably 5 minutes down the road from us and tried some new coffee, which was really fun. And we ran a little errand, and just driving around our tiny little town was so fun that morning. And then we came home and made lunch together, and it was just such a nice day. It felt like we had so much extra time together since Will woke up early and we were able to actually do something. So I knew that I had to document that, so I snapped a picture of our coffees. So I definitely wanted to talk about it in here, and I'll also have a screenshot of the weather because this was during the week where the weather was so nice. It was giving hints of fall, which I was totally here for. So that 73 degrees was just glorious, and I was really trying to absorb all of that I could, because it's definitely back to being hot now, but it was really nice having that little welcomed fake fall break there for a little bit. So I'm calling this one Coffee and Drives, and then I'm adding on my journaling once again. I really like the way that this page looked. I think it's just a combo of, I like the light background, the doily. I love having the 3x4 photo with the photo corners, but then having that smaller photo tucked in there. I just always really like that. I love whenever I use the guest check. I've been using that mostly on pages where we bought something, and I just think that that's super cute. And I just really like the way it all looks. And I think the color combos kind of all blend together well with the blues and the greens. So I really ended up liking this one. So let's see. I have a few other things on my agenda for the summer that I am hoping to document in my book. I have a little running list going on my phone, but a few things that I'm really hoping that I'm going to get to. So something that I've been wanting to do is do a little doggy photo shoot, but I didn't do it whenever the weather was a little better. And then this week it's been so hot, so I just always talk myself out of it, but I really do want to at least try to do a little doggy photo shoot outside. I typically try to do that every year in some capacity and just try to snap a few cute pictures of the dogs. Penny's a lot easier than Poppy, but I think I still want to do that. Also, I would love to go to the farmer's market with my mom. Again, the weather is a big factor, but I am totally hoping that it will feel nicer soon and that we will be able to check out our local farmer's market. And then also, me and Will have one other very small, like one night trip coming up, I think in about a week, if all goes according to plan. So you will be hearing all about that and seeing that probably in multiple projects again, just like you had to with my Arkansas trip. So that will be coming up as well. So I am very excited for the last little bits of summer excitement that I have to document in this junk journal. So for this last one, it's called Sweet Moments, and it's all about, of course, seeing Casey and the girls again. So there's a lot of Casey in here and a lot of her girls because I do see them again a lot in the summer, but a lot all the time. And so this time we just went to our same special spot and had the girls with us. It was so fun. I just love them. This is the day that I gave Andy her little sticker book, which she loved, and that was really special. I made her a sticker book and gave her some stickers, and, I'm starting them young and getting them all into the stickers, and hopefully she will want to join the BFF sticker club one day. So she really loved her book, and then we took them out, and then me and Casey were actually able to have a one-on-one dinner later, which was also just much needed and super rewarding. So I loved that. So here I'm going to add one more tiny phrase sticker to the top of that photo, and then I think I'm pretty much done. Oh, as I was turning the pages, I noticed I had a little bit of a like sticky residue on there, so I wanted to cover that up. So this is from the cut apart sheet, which I have not used much at all, but I think it says I love you a lot or something like that. So I love you so much. So I'm just adding that onto that spread, and I do really like how that finished that one up. So I believe I am about done, and I'm going to give you a quick flip through of all of the pages that we worked on today. So thank you again for watching this video and following along with this project. I hope that you enjoyed the video, and if you did, please give me a like, and please also consider subscribing. Of course, I will be back at you super soon with more fun videos, and I cannot wait because I know I keep saying it, y'all, but if you are a fall person, you are just itching for the change of season, and that's where I am right now. I'm so excited for the fall to come, for the change of seasons, for the holidays. I can't even stand it. I'm so excited. So anyways, I hope that you guys are doing great. I hope you have a great rest of your day. I'll talk to you later. Bye, y'all.